Hey guys, hope you're all well. Right, back at the bench, doing things. Don't panic, the GS video is on the way. I'm just adding a few things in. It's taken me a bit of time, so don't panic. Yes, it's coming. But today, Saturday morning, I am gonna do a little fabrication job at last. I'm looking forward to this. So it's only a little basic job. I don't know if you remember, a while back I made an headlight bracket for my mate's XJR. So he's now got some indicators, so somewhere on that bracket we're going to do other brackets for the indicators to bolt to. So yeah, he's not gone for little tiny LED indicators because he's not really a fan of them, and he's just gone for these. So we've got to make a bracket that matches the headlight bracket and looks good and holds the indicators. I think I've got a plan, but as you know, that could change. Let's have a look at the front first. I'm thinking, all this is going to end up being black, by the way. So I'm thinking something off the edge here, following this angle that comes out, and it'll have to sort of crank out a bit to miss all these cables and wires, so they're still comfortable and can move around when the bike's being steered, and have these somewhere around there. I don't know yet. I've got to try and figure it out. Yeah, it's difficult. I know sort of on some of the modern bikes like your GSX-S and what others are like it, your 1290 Super Duke, things like that, they've sort of got indicators that are quite eye level up in this area. So I'm going to try and do something like that. And there is actually a set distance that they should be apart, and as my friend is Mr. MOT guy, we'll sort of get that distance correct. Yeah, right, let's get some metal and start doodling around and chopping and changing and see what we come up with. Okay, I'm already changing my mind. Don't look surprised. Yeah, there's a lot of clutter at the top. You know, throttle cables, brakes, clutch, wires, and it's all, at the minute, sitting comfortably. And I think brackets at the top are going to be a problem, so I think I'm going to bring them down to the bottom. Let's get an indicator. Yeah, I think I'm going to bring them down here and not up here. Possibly it'll actually look better as well. Yeah, I've got no clutter down here to deal with, so if we bring some off the base of the bracket I made, and you won't actually really see the bracket I'm going to make for these, but we'll still make it look nice. Yeah, I think bring them down here. That's what I'm going to do. Definitely. That idea is set in stone. So I believe the front indicators are going to be 300mm apart. That's sort of MOT requirements, I do believe. And I think the rear's 240mm apart. I think I got that right. So we might as well go by the rule book. That's a first. Yeah, it's all right. I'm thinking I'm definitely going to bring them down below the lights. The less clutter at the top then. Like I say, there's enough going on up there already, and he's actually putting some little switches into this. So the dash he's putting on has some option switches. He didn't want to put them up here and make the dash even bigger by putting that in an housing for the switches. So as they're only used occasionally, he's just going to pop them down here, and if he needs to like reset his mileage for going out and stuff, he could just press the button there before he goes out on the bike. That's, you know, that's what he wants to do. So let's not cause any more clutter at the top. Let's go down the bottom. Right, mindset. We have some metal, so let's get bashing that about and see what we come up with. Okay, the old grey matter's warmed up a bit and we're starting to come up with some plans. Hopefully it'll work out. So we've done a bit of a scribble, and it is a scribble. That will probably make no sense whatsoever at the moment, but hopefully you'll start seeing how it's going to turn out as we go along. So got a bit of drilling to do and a bit of cutting. These corners here, we're going to drill them because we want them to be little radiuses. Not that it's going to matter on this, but structurally, like going into sharp points is not that brilliant because you can get cracking, but you're not going to get that on this. But I'm still going to do little radiuses in there. So yeah, bit of cutting, bit of drilling, and we'll just continue to make it up as we go along. Okay, we had to have a change of material. So I've got stacks of material in and around the shed, and I just picked that sheet out earlier. Couldn't drill it. I have no clue what it were. You know, you collect these little bits of scraps over time, and you've never 100% what it is exactly, but I know what this piece is. Ah, yeah. Cut fine with the grinder, but it would not drill. Not a chance. I've killed 3 drills. As you know, I wanted to put a little radius in these corners. Yeah, I'm not even going to continue with this. I'm now using it as a template because I actually want 2 of these. So to save any disasters, obviously it's going to be welded as well. And yeah, I'm not going to use it. I'm not taking that risk. So this is now my little template. If I can find a marker pen. I've just had one of them. That's probably something else that Blue's. No, I won't blame Blue. It's fell on the floor. Blue would have had it if he came in here and found it there. So, yeah, we want 2 of these. So we'll draw around this one because that's exactly how I want them. And to be fair, I know I was going to put a radius in there. To be fair, it's not needed. If you, like I said, if you're doing something structural, it's best to have little radiuses because it does make things a bit stronger. It's an indicator bracket. So we'll just continue like this. Right, we'll get them cut out then, and hopefully be able to continue. Like I say, this bit of material here should do the whole job which I have planned. Right, let's cut this out. Okay, that's them cut out. I'm now going to do a bit of folding there. I wasn't going to do this, but I think it'll make it look better as we're making this up as we go along, as you know. So I think I fold down the middle, and then I've got to cut some thicker pieces for the ends here and the back of it here, because that's where fixings are going to be. Right, let's get it folded. I only want to do a very, very slight fold, just to change its shape. That'll do it. I'll get them both. Oh, shall I have the bottom flat? No, let's have them both folded. I've got them bang on, how about that? Right, next bit. Alright, now we've got some thicker material, which is the perfect width actually. So what's that? About 5mm. So that's going to go at the ends. So we need to cut that. That's basically going to go in there like so. We need to cut that to length, and then that is having the holes in for the indicators. One hole for the wire and one hole for the fixing, and obviously the fixing hole, this is thick enough I can drill and tap it. M6 by the look of it. So we'll get them cut to length. In fact, we'll mark them to length and we'll do the drilling first, so we ain't got a tiny little piece to try and hold while we're drilling. Right, just getting set up to weld the ends on now. So basically we've got to get them in there and make sure we've got them the right way round. Actually, is that the right way round? Yeah. Threaded hole to the back. Right, first I'm going to take a couple of nicks out of that so we can weld through the top. That's going to be the easiest, simplest way. And when we finish, you won't see what we've done there. Right, couple of little tacks on there, I think. Right. That's about right. A slight mind change. It looked too big from the front. Although you can barely see it, obviously I'm making it so it's in my face. It's sticking out like a sore thumb. So I'm going to do a little simple thing. I've broke one side back off, and I'm going to spin it round instead of, how are we? Bear with me. Instead of like so, I'm going to spin it round so it's like that. So it's a lot more narrow from the front. Although you can literally, wow, you literally see the little bit between the headlights. So I think like so will be better. I may even bring it up even narrower in the middle. Shall I do that? Bend one a little bit more than the other. It'll add a bit more shape. So it's more like a blade. I might do that actually. It will shorten it very slightly, but we can trim all that in. I'm going to bend the top a bit more. I want it a tiny bit further away from the base of the headlights. So if I bend the top, then I'm going to have to bend them sides back out a tiny bit. Shall I make that thinner in the middle? I think I might do that actually. Then the bit you can see will be really narrow. The bit you can't see will be getting wider to take the indicators. I might do that. First, I'm going to bend the top a bit more. I want to bring these down so it's sort of away from the headlights a bit more. It is missing them, but I'd like to see a bit more clearance. Let's do that first. Hey up. The trouble is with these bigger ones, the magnets ain't quite strong enough to hold them there solid. Right, stay there. I reckon, yes, that'll do it. So we're just going to have to bring these sides back out. Well, that's going to break now. Oh, it's going. That's better. Right, let's make sure we've got them. These have got to be straight, or else it's going to look like we've got floppy indicators, which is not worse. Nothing worse. You don't want floppy indicators. Yeah, you don't want nothing floppy. Right, that's that one. That one just needs bringing back in a bit. Don't break off. I don't want you to break off. That's the one. Yeah, I'm happy with that. How's that? I think a little bit more. We want that face to make it look like it's supposed to do it and not like it's been made slightly wrong, you know what I mean, with slightly different thickness to there, from there to there. So we want to amplify that a bit to make it look like it was supposed to be thinner there and not made slightly wrong. Bit more of a bend. That's the one. Right, moving forward a bit. Everything it probably looks quite rough and ready at the moment, but everything's in tap place, although I've got to make a slight adjustment on this side. So we've got it on studs, so on the base of the actual headlight bracket itself we'll drill obviously corresponding holes in that, and this will slide through and all bolting from the back, so you won't see no fixings on it at all. I'm just trying to, so I keep thinking and thinking and thinking. I think too much. That's my problem. Yeah, this side, I've got all this lined up with the edge of this surface block. And obviously we want everything to line up nicely, because we do not want indicators that sort of doing that or that exaggerated, if you know what I mean. We want them nicely in line with everything. So I've got to make a slight adjustment on that side. It's just toeing in slightly, but with that, by the time it got to the end of the indicator, it'll be seriously amplified, if you know what I mean. Let me just grab the indicators. So yeah, it's toeing in ever such a tiny bit, but we'd end up with the indicators exaggerated like so, and we don't want that. I know these are sort of on rubber brackets and they can be a little bit all over the place anyway, but if we've made the brackets straight, then it's the indicator's fault. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, we've just got to break that weld off. I'm going to do a couple of more tacks on this back bracket. I'll say it's a bit rough and ready at the moment. Let's put these down. But we'll take care of the cosmetic side of things when we've completely finished it and like done all the welds and everything. So yeah, we seem to be all right that way. Let's just double check that. Yeah, that one's actually toeing in that way a tiny bit as well. So as I tacked it, it's obviously moved, which can happen. This is the reason for tacking everything first, so you don't go and weld it all up and then have a massive problem of having to break it and cut it all up. Yeah, we'll knock the tack off that one, get that level, put a few more tacks on this back end, and then we'll start the next bit that's going to make it sort of prettier all up. Now for the next bit. So got this, I've got to do a bit of a fold on that, get it up against there, and then trim it all off to shape, or somewhere close, and then trim it off when we've tacked it on. That might be the best bet actually. I'm hoping it's going to still be long enough. Maybe go that way. A bit more length there. Yeah, I'm hoping it's still going to be long enough when we've put folds in it. We'll soon find out. Let's get to the folder. Oh, I'm hoping we'll squeeze in there. I could do with a deeper vise for this folder. I have got one. A very kind gentleman gave me a blacksmith's leg vise, and you can get quite deep things in there. I should really get that fitted here. Get cleaned up and painted. It's a bit... See if I can hang this out slightly. That might do it. Just. I want that to fit in there like so. I ain't far off with that. Tell you what, that's that's bang on. I'll go with that. Now, do I fold it again? Because that's going to be quite tricky to get right them in pieces, or do I cut it at that and piece them in? It might be easier to cut it at that actually. And piece them in. Yeah, we'll do them separate. So we'll do that V shape first, and then we'll cut separate bits for them segments. We'll definitely have enough material then. Alright, let's draw around that, cut that out, get that tacked in, then do the end bits and then the bit at the back. Right, there we go. It's not 100% finished yet. I could have done with my belt sander, but I've run out of belts to go down this back edge. But it's not too bad. It's a bit different, I guess, for an indicator bracket. Yeah, and I've got to get in there. I've got to weld round in there. So what we've got to establish, and I'll leave that up to my mate, is where to bring the wires out, because he is on wiring on this bike. I've had my fill of wiring for a while till my next bike. So I'm going to leave where he wants the wires to come out of totally down to him. Obviously we've got the wires going in there. I will bolt the indicators on in a moment, and we will put it on the bike to have a look. But wherever he wants them out is going to be totally up to him. The lowest points, I'm going to do some drain holes. Journeys, I don't know, 3 or 4 mil. Some little holes, you're not going to see them. I probably won't get any water in there, because we'll get some grommets in the holes where the wires come out, and we could possibly seal them up as well with a bit of sealer. So it will be watertight, I guess. But I'm going to leave a couple of things up to him, where he wants drain holes and stuff, where he wants the wires coming out, where he wants them out the back or underneath. Totally up to him. But that's the main thing done. I've drilled the holes in the brackets, in the front headlight bracket. I'm going to see if I can shove all the wires in for the indicators and gather them up inside for now. So what we'll do when it's wired up properly, we'll just put a bit of welding wire through and then draw the wires through for the indicators. Really, really simple. Yeah, I could have just done with my belt sander, just have gone down that back edge. There is a camera decided to turn itself off then. Why has it done that? Oh, I don't know. Every now and again it just turns itself off. Don't know why. Anyway, where was I? I don't know. Let's put it on the bike and see if we can squeeze all the wires in and put the indicators on, so we've got an idea what it's going to look like. And then when he's decided on the holes, we can just tidy the rest of it up and get it completely finished. I think he wants his powder coating in a very, very fine texture. Alex, the powder coater, does a stunning textured finish. The blue on the compressor, that's a textured finish, and he does the same in black. It's really fine. It's a nice finish. I think all the headlight bracket and this is going to get done in textured. So if you're watching, Alex, we'll be able to see you soon. Anyway, let's bolt it on, see what it's like. Okay, we are done. Whew, that was a long day, but thoroughly enjoyable. I needed that. I really needed to get back on some cutting and grinding and welding and bashing things about. Proper enjoyable. And obviously end the day with a nice cup of tea. Anyway, it's resting in place. I can't get my big fat fingers behind it to do the nuts up. Obviously this will have to be built when the headlight bracket's off. It'll all be built off the bike, then it'll just go straight onto the bike all together. So apart from the little bit of tidy up here and there and some holes drilling in there for the wires to come out of, and obviously the powder coating, we're about there. I'm quite pleased with it. Again, it may not be everyone's cup of tea, but as I always say, it's impossible to please everybody. Hopefully my mate likes it, or else it'll be on eBay. Anyway, there we go. I know you can't see much of it, and it is sagging down at the moment because, like I say, I can't get in to bolt it up. But puts the indicators the correct distance apart. It looks good down there. The main bit you can see. Let me let go of it. Like I say, bear in mind it's sagging down because I can't do it up. As you think, when all the headlight brackets all in the textured black, and that obviously the indicators are already black, it should all fit in nicely. Actually, I'm trying to get angles where, you know what this GoPro's like, it, well, where you go, it probably looks wonky and it probably looks pink with blue spots, but I think you can sort of get the idea from that. Let's go back here. I'll say it angles down nice between the headlights. Looks all right from the side. You can't really see much, but obviously it's quite hard to get what I'm seeing to show you with the camera. It is really difficult sometimes. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. I am. I'm really pleased with that. I'll say I'll take it off and bolt it all up so we can get a proper look. I'm not doing it tonight. It's been a long day, but you sort of get the idea. So yeah, I think drain holes in its lowest points, although we'll probably get no moisture in there or anything. Find out where he wants the holes drilling to send the wires out. Job done. May even put a little Yamaha sticker on the middle there. We will see. Who knows? Yeah. So that's it. That's I think the last of the fabrication jobs on that bike, and that helps him out a bit, and he gets the wiring done. Then I've got my buddy back on the road with me, which is the main thing. So yeah, I reckon another few days with him on the wiring and this bike should be back up and running, which will be fantastic. It'll be good to see it out and about. It'd be good for us to be out and about. That's the main thing. So yeah. Anyway, it's getting quite late. I'm sure it's about 8:30 at night. So I'm going to call it a day. I've got an early start. I've got to go and do the good deed in the morning and take the neighbours to the bus station in town at 6 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, I'm going to go and get myself a good rest. Anyway, cheers for watching, guys, and take care, everybody. Thank you.